Hi guys, and welcome back to the channel. So today we are in Stradbally, just outside Naas, and we're in a cemetery called Maynham. Now we have some ruins of a church and we have a very interesting mausoleum, and you will be able to see inside that, and there's a very interesting story to it as well. So I'll turn you back on when we get a bit closer. Right, so this is the older section of the graveyard we just walked through. Actually a headstone here mounted on the wall itself, erected by Henry Mitchell, Michael Mitchell and James Mitchell to the memory of their beloved father James, their mother Mary, their brother Patrick, their sister Anne, Henry's daughter Mary Ann, and it just goes all the way down to uncles and a little child here at the bottom, Anne Mitchell, 1920, aged 9 months. We also have a Mary Ann Mitchell, 15th of September 1873, aged just 10, and an Anne Mitchell, died 5th of April 1850, aged 1. And up above that, Patrick Mitchell, 1846, aged 1. So just down in the corner it says Glasnevin, probably where the stone was made. See the lamb there in the centre, ivy leaves surrounding it, beautiful headstone. So it is quite a huge area. You can see just over there the new section, but it's the older stones that I like to have a look at and to read. So I presume this was the church here. And off there is the mausoleum. I'll tell you a little bit more about that in just a moment. I wonder, are we able to access the inside? Lots of rubble there on the ground. And this one says, "Here lieth the body of Margaret Dillon, February 1716, age 68, also the body of Daniel, who died May, age 77, unsure of the date there." Looks like this place would have had 2 floors. See the window there up at the top. Oh, this is a beautiful one. Look at that. And this was erected by William and Matthew Marmion in the memory of their beloved mother Elizabeth O'Sullivan, 1855, age 59. Also Margaret, the beloved wife of the above Matthew, who died March 1857, age 28, also their brother John, 1850, age just 21. And John Sebastian, the beloved child of the above William, who died in 1853, age just 2. That is gorgeous. There's some Latin writing around it. Looks like ora pro nobis. On either side we have these little cherub faces, one there and one just here. Gorgeous stone. We have a tabletop tomb there, and this one is interesting. It looks really, really old. You can barely make out a cross. And then on the back, we don't have anything at all. And they've even put in picnic benches in the centre of this little graveyard, which is really nice to see. So anyone visiting can sit and have a cup of tea or have a picnic or something. This looks like the entrance here. We've several stones in here actually. Another interesting one, very similar to the one we've just been to. That is gorgeous. Erected by Mrs. Rosanna Keenan in memory of her beloved husband Martin, who departed this life September 1858, aged, I believe that says 39. Some of these headstones are huge. We have this little area in here, and it's locked. We have some of the original stones from the church itself, but on the back wall there we have a Peter Coonan, who died September 1893, aged 73, and his wife Bridget. And then we have another stone just there, but we won't be able to read that one. So interesting that that's locked up there. This looks a nice one. In memory of her beloved aunt, Eleanor Fitzpatrick, who died February 3rd, 1871, aged 80, and also her beloved uncle, Philip Fitzpatrick, who died January 1st, 1851, aged 54, erected by their grateful niece. That's beautiful. So she obviously was very fond of her aunt and uncle. Size of this stone, it's huge. So this is for the beloved of his beloved daughter Mary, who departed this life December 1840, aged, I think it's 30 years old. And that was erected by Andrew Hanlon. That looks like a face. It is a face. Wow, look at that. And you can see the wings there just underneath. It says underneath lies the body of Reverend Mark Kennedy. For 12 years, parish priest of Clane and Staplestown. He died August 26, 1821, aged 47. Whether friend or stranger, Mark with veneration the grave wherein repose the ashes of one of the best of men, nor turn away unmindful of that spirit which once gave them animation. Breathe softly and pray for his spirit. That's, oh, I can't read the rest of it. Looks like flown. That is gorgeous. So obviously a very, very well loved parish priest. We have another little angel face just here and their wings underneath. Gorgeous. Unusual to see them kind of done in that style. So we're going to make our way over to the mausoleum here. Let me just have a little look here first before we go over. Not sure what this was. It almost looks like it would have been a crypt. Quite unusual. And yet, it doesn't seem to be either. So, I don't know, guys, what that was. Unless it was a well or something. Nice tabletop tomb here with a family crest. Almost like a castle at the top. I think that's the phoenix rising from the castle. And we have 3 fish. Don't think we're going to be able to read this. No, nor see a date. I don't think. Here lieth the body of no, I think it is. Oh, Terence Lavery, also his wife Eleanor. Any date down here at the bottom, 1780. Age looks like 17 maybe. Their granddaughter is there as well. Quite an old headstone. And even more picnic tables just over there, but this little one has caught my eye. It's tiny. This stone, something burial place below. Oh wow, hard to read, but there's 17, I think it's 51 there. Looks like a Richard Brady. All the moss on it makes it look quite beautiful. And I have just noticed the first signs of spring. You can see the snowdrops. Always a good sign. Just coming up. This tree was planted by Reverend B. Thompson on completion of the restoration of the cemetery, August 1987. And there's that beautiful mausoleum. And you might wonder to yourself, why is it not in the grounds of the cemetery? And I'm going to tell you why. And it's quite an interesting story. And it was so interesting that he actually wrote it up over the door. So people will forever know the story. So the mausoleum is the Brown Mausoleum. And the mausoleum was built by a Stephen Brown in 1743, who erected it just a couple of feet, like I said, outside the graveyard here. Brown wanted to build it in the adjoining, Brown wanted to build it in or the adjoining the church nearby, but quarrelled with the Protestant rector of Clane, the Reverend John Daniel, who wanted to charge Brown 5 guineas for the privilege of doing so. Now, Brown refused to pay the money and built a mausoleum on his own land. So the land that we're looking out on is actually Stephen Brown's land, or at least it was. And that's exactly what he did. He built it there, but over the entrance, and we'll go and look at that now, is the whole story wrote. Now we're just getting over a little stile. So that's the mausoleum. So over the door it says, "The within monument was prepared by the direction of Stephen Brown, Esquire. The date bears date, which he designed putting up in the opposite church or adjoining to it. And said Brown applied several times to his parish minister, the Reverend John Daniel, for his consent, which he refused him unless said Brown would give him 5 guineas for doing so. A gentleman whose character is remarkable, a gentleman whose character is remarkably well known, as well as his behaviour on several occasions, to said Brown, and the only clergyman in the diocese whose passion would prevent their church to be embellished or enlarged, and to deprive themselves and their ancestors for the burial fees. And he has been the occasion of obliging said Brown to erect a monument here on his own estate of inheritance." And I think it was 1743 on that. So this is the mausoleum that he built. Now the gate is locked, unfortunately, but it is quite remarkable inside. You can see just at the altar you have our Lord. You have what looks like a man and a woman, although I'd imagine it's the Virgin Mary and Mary of Magdalene, or Mary Magdalene. It's quite hard to know. And then I think we're going to go around the other side. Wow, look at that. Just in that stone, what I thought was another altar. If I can get you a closer shot. That looks like the top of a coffin to me. It's exactly the same shape and everything. Wow. Now it would be pretty cool to get in there and we could take a proper look, but you can see the shape of the top of the coffin. Let's go around the other side and take a better look. Now I'm absolutely freezing, so excuse me for mincing my words there, because it's not easy. Hold a phone and a gimbal. Let's just get you through here. Oh, maybe I won't be able to. There is what I thought was an altar first. Wow, look at the top of it. We have pretty gruesome skulls right up above it. They look mean, don't they? I presume there's writing all underneath them, and I can't get a better look at the top of that. I think he's buried in there. Maybe it's a stone coffin, I'm not sure, but that definitely gives you a shape of a coffin top. Down at the bottom you can see the angel with the wings. But I think this is a nice fitting place for his mausoleum. I know he wanted it in the cemetery itself, or at least attached. Wow, that almost looks like a pig's nose on that skull. He would have liked it attached to the church itself, but he just wasn't let. They are scary skulls. Two of them are completely different to each other. Wow. Then we have like an urn up over it with that fella there. He would actually give you the creeps looking at him. So it is a pity that it's locked up, but I suppose you can kind of understand why. Oh, I'm chattering with the cold. So this land would have been all of his. You have lovely rails going around it, but imagine being so, I suppose he was angry that he wrote it all up above the door. It is quite crazy to think. And I don't know why that does look like a coffin to me. I won't be able to get the gimbal in, but just there. You can see that, guys. Let me know what you think. Wow. So I don't know if anybody else been in here with him. If he was married, if he had children. I just don't know. We even have a little holy font there. I'm going to try and get us back in there, guys, just for a second, and let's have a proper look at what that is, that shape. See if we can see it at all. No, I can't get you around the corner enough to see it. What a pity. But an absolutely beautiful mausoleum. And I can only imagine the expense it cost him. And why didn't he just pay whatever the amount was, the few guineas, and have his mausoleum where he wanted it originally? Whoa. But I suppose things don't always make sense, and he just refused. He just refused to pay it. He stood his ground. But a fabulous mausoleum just there. Brown mausoleum. Okay. There's a plaque just here, yeah. And a palm tree. Whoa! Shit! Oh! He absolutely... I nearly peed my pants. Oh my God. I think it was a hare. Oh! Did you get fright?
Size of him.
I didn't even see him as I approached. I was just going to say there was a palm tree. Oh my God. That might be even in the thumbnail, guys. Oh, I actually did nearly have an accident there. That was crazy. I was coming up actually to read this plaque. Erected by Edward O'Hanlon of Naas, in memory of his beloved wife Anne, who departed this life August, I think it's the 18th, 1884. Also his her mother, and her daughter Julia and her son Andrew, 1877, just there. But it caught my eye because of the beautiful stonework all around it. Gorgeous. It's unfortunately lost some of it. I'm not the better of that now. A bit like Alice in Wonderland, wasn't it? The rabbit. I wonder if we followed him, would we find a fantasy land? But anyway, guys, I think I'll leave it there. We have a few more videos to get done today, and it is freezing. I need to get into the car and warm up. That's actually gorgeous. It almost looks like a castle. If I find any more information, I will put it up in writing. So as always, pause to read. But if you did enjoy that video, give me a thumbs up. Hit the like for me. It helps me so much. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe to the channel. It's absolutely free. But for now, guys, take care. God bless. And I'll talk to you all again soon.